Oh, hi guys. So today I want to talk about electricity. As you can see, I have pretty much lights everywhere, and yeah, it's really, this is not, you don't need to be really smart or knowledge about electronics, electrics, anything. It's just gonna be electrics for dummies. I'm gonna keep it very simple. Um, so yeah, let me begin. Now, first of all, your electricity needs to come from someplace. I mean, everything what I'm gonna tell is gonna sound very obvious when I tell you, but if you piece it all together, you can get very complex, cool electronics going. So yeah, you can have solar panels, or you can have those windmills, or yeah, I think that's it. Yeah, you have like generators and stuff, but they run on low grade. Now these panels, they don't give a lot of electricity. Now if you can see, I placed them like back to back, because the sun, it will go from one side to the other. So half of the day, the other way, it's not gonna get light when it's on the other side. So just put them like this, put them face to face, so at least one of them is getting some. Yeah, you see there's some light on this one, there's no light on this one. So, and this one's not getting any light. Later I'm gonna put one here too, and these two, these probably gonna get like half light. So let's see what. Oh yeah, one second before I forget. Now, very important. Now they generate electricity. Now if you have this tool, which I'm just going to show you, this tool, I think it's like 6 high quality create. You don't need a blueprint for it. If you equip that, you can look at your solar panel, and you will here you see this thing, electric output. Now you say it says root combiner 17. It means it's producing 17 power right now, and it's going to something called a root combiner. Here on this side, root combiner 0. So it's also going to a root combiner, but it's giving no electricity. So the sun is on this side of these two, and this one is giving electricity, this one is not. Okay, I hope you get it. If you don't get it, just rewind it back, make sure you understand what I'm talking about, and if you do, then you can continue. So don't be like, oh, there's so many stuff here going on, all those lines and all this equipment. I'm just gonna go step by step. Now the next thing you want, just keep it simple, is a light. So let's see if I got a light here somewhere. Yeah, I thought I had one, but it doesn't matter, they're everywhere. Yeah. So put up a light, you can build it. If you craft, you will look between in the electrical, here if you look at electrical, see all the components you can craft. Now first you need to find it, of course, and then research it, and then you can create them. Now they're 50 meters, are very cheap. Now if you put your power, where your power is coming from, if you you can like if you would look here, if you look at it, you will see those little options. Now here, if I click on this, oh wait a minute, this pass through. Now this is not used yet, so I can click on it. Now you see it becomes green. That means I can hook it up with something. So let's see. Oh, this thing is also not powered. What happened? Is it a new one? Okay, so I hook it up with this thing, and now the power will flow from this light, which is already receiving light from the whole system I set up, and it's going through it. Here you had to pass through. That means electricity will go through this item, this light, and will go to the next thing, and that this is also another light. And now you can use this pass through and hook that up to something else. Now if I would have hooked this up directly to the solar panel, the one that was giving electricity, this would be on right now. I don't want to mess up my whole electricity thing, but yeah, maybe I could do that. Maybe it will make more sense to you guys if I do that. Okay, let me hook it up. So this is the way to learn electronics, because you're not going to be able to. So this one, I used my right mouse button. I cleared it. Did you see? Now I can use it again, and yeah, I just hook it up. Now you can see I'm using these corners. If you want to don't want those lines to be too ugly, like here, this line that you hardly see it. If I go like this, yeah. Anyway, if it become very irritating. So so let's hook up this thing. I hope there's actually there was no power on it. No, there was no power. So this actually is not doing much. Okay, let's try the other one. Okay, and you need to know the basic stuff before you can continue to learn the more advanced stuff. So okay, this one is giving electricity, so I'm gonna right mouse button, I cleared it, so it's no longer hooked up to anything. Now I go, yeah, you see the green things. Now so I can connect to something. Now this one I connect to that, but this is not working, so I'm just gonna clear this one again. Now I'm gonna go up. Now you see it giving light. So electricity is flowing directly from that thing to this. But imagine what happens when it becomes night. There's going to be no light. And yeah, basically when you need it most during the night, you're not going to have any light. So you need to store that energy somewhere. Okay. I think I've been clear enough. So you can store it in like small batteries, and then I have one lying around, and big batteries. This is a large one. Let's see. That small one. Nope. Okay, so the small ones, you only generate like 10 electricity. That is like 10 lights, or like one auto turret or something, or a few of these components maybe. Now, if I look at it, large rechargeable battery, charge left 15 hours. That's because active usage right now is 1, so it's only using 1 power. So even though none of my lights are on, there's a component I'm using, and one of that components is using up a little bit of electricity. So, but for 16 hours, this is going to be fine. So if you see, my capacity is completely full. It took me a couple of days to get this full. And max output would be 100. So yeah, if I would be at 100, my electricity would go really quick. Now let's just show what it does real quick. I have a switch here. Let's turn it on. Okay, because this breaks the whole system. And then here I have another switch, a pressure pad. You see, there no lights went on when I hit that thing. Active usage is 3 now. That's because the switch is activated. And then when I walk on this, let's say I enter my, I go inside, let me just jump over it. Okay, oh yeah, you see, I wasn't good at jumping. So I hit this pressure pad when I go in, boom, all the lights turn on. This system I set up. I'm going to explain how it works later. And active usage is 11. Now I can go through all my base, and I'm going to have light at all the important places, you know. So, oh, this one is not working. Okay, something, yeah, I need to hook this up. This maybe could be a good thing to figure out which one is not power in. Okay, let's collect some power. So I don't want the lines to go outside, so that's why it's a bit messy, but I put the lights above me. If you want to do it even better, just put them in the corners, you know, and then like this. So keep it a bit nice looking, and then I have to figure out which one is what I'm able to do pass through. Now you remember I had like, I think this was the last one. So this is pass through, yeah, 39. So also it's the only option I get. You see, I don't get any other options. So pass through, so electricity can go from this light to the other one. Now if I look back at, yeah, now my lights are on. So I somehow broke these lights and they weren't working. Now, how this system, of course, is a lot complexer than just hooking up a light to a battery. But yeah, let me just go back to that first light. This light is hooked up to the large solar panel, right? And yeah, it used to be part of my system, but now I took it off my system for a while, and it's going directly to this light. But what I really want is let's do a pass through, right? Now, I want the rest of this power, because it's only using one power, this light. So I want the 19 power that I got left. I want this to go to this thing. Yeah. Of course, I'm gonna mess up my electric system. But yeah, okay. So this is gonna be very hard to find. Oh, here it is. Power in root combiner. So you can see that this power actually is already receiving power from a root combiner. Now a root combiner, if you have like a lot of electricity sources, like these, like 5 solar panels on my roof, they're only giving a little bits of electricity, but I can combine them, that's why it's called a root combiner, to give out power, because I can only hook up one power to this. So so in my 4 other solar panels I cannot hook them up onto this thing. Yeah. So how am I gonna fix that problem, right? Okay, so instead of like hooking up to this thing, which if I would have done, I could have, like, this one would have received power, and it also gives power, so I could have taken the power from this and given it to the light. So then the power from the solar panel would be stored in here, and then I hook this my battery up to the light, and the light would be also shining at night, because until the battery is empty, it would be giving power to the light. Now why am I not doing that? Because I have a lot of lights. If you see, active usage is 17. I'm charged left 23 hours. Now that's actually quite a lot, so I don't need to like switch off the lights, because I pretty much have 24-hour like power. But when I was starting out, my battery wasn't full and I had only like a few minutes of power. So and when I log off, when I don't play, and yeah, I don't always play, guys, so when I don't play, I want this to turn off. So when I go here and I switch all the lights off, right? So then my active usage is 1 again, and yeah, it's saying 15 hours. It doesn't make any sense, but yeah, I don't know why it's bugged. But now if I walk over this, nothing happens because I disengage this. But this is how it works. So I turn it on again, and then I walk over this switch, boom, all the lights are on again. So while I'm playing, I can keep the switch turned on, and when I log off, when I'm not gonna play, I will turn it off, and then the system won't work. Even it wouldn't trigger for radars, nothing. So it would just be saving. The battery would be charging, and no energy would be used except that one power, which is probably maybe I could fix that, but I don't. It's not a big problem. So that's the full system. But let's go back to where we were. So now I could have that would have been a simple system, like get power, put it in the battery, and then get power from the battery to the light. Okay, that will be simple. But how do we build this system, right? So actually we need a few okay, let's first go to the root combiner before I go to the whole system, because you might be like if you don't have a windmill, you might need to know that. So these are root combiners. Yeah, root combiner. Now you see I have 4 of them. Every time you like, if you have 2 solar panels, you only need 1. Like if you see here, large solar panel. Now they're both not giving any power right now. That's no problem. What happens? So if you hook up 2 panels, the power will go out of this, and this can go to on the top of here. There's a location, and you can put that in your battery. But now you have a 3rd solar panel. you need, so you put down an extra root combiner, you hook up, oh yeah, here you see I stole this. Let me just give it back. I just stole this one. You can see there's nothing here, root empty, and oh, this is also empty. This is weird. Maybe I probably stole more than one. Okay, so just give one of these back. Boom. So, wow, what happened? Nothing happened? Okay, this looks like a bug. Okay, we can go backwards. Okay, because, yeah. It's weird. Okay, let's try it again. Now it's gonna light up. Oh yeah, electric ceiling light. Root combiner. Okay, electric ceiling light. I don't need that, right? That was I just stole that for a second. Clear it. Put it back. Now you see, it's a bit ugly here, but yeah, there's no problem. I'm just showing. Want to show you guys, and it's going to be wiped later today. So now we should be having more power. Let's go back to the root combiner. Yeah. I don't know why these lights are on. Yeah, probably so because there's some power going in. Now you can see large solar panel 20. It did work this time. So yeah, it's giving power to this root combiner. Now this one is not giving any power. You see 0, 0, but for some reason now it's saying 20. I don't know why it's doing that. But anyway, so there's 20 coming in, and here you see 20 is going out. So this root combiner is also getting 20 from this. Yeah. Now there's one open here, and that's probably because I stole another one. But let's give that one back too. Okay, let's go outside. I mean, this is a repetition, but like by repetition you learn the most, right? You might have to like rewind some of the stuff, and I mean, okay. So I think I stole this one. Yep. I think it's empty. Boom, electric output, root combiner. So now it's giving 8 power. You see the other one's giving 20, this one is 8 because it's at an angle. So it's getting less sun as that one that's getting 20. Now here, now we are 28. You see 20 from this one, and then here it's at 28. So here you see the total. Doesn't, yeah, it's a bit weird that, why didn't they say put like 8 here and 20 there, but that's just the way it works. So this one is given out 28 together, and yeah, so it's receiving 28, and again there's another one that, oh no, this is the one actually. Okay, so yeah, you have to look at the line. So this one is this one. You see the straight line going from there to there. So the left one, power 1, is this one, and then here the right one is a large solar panel. So this, it's, you see it's going like this, this, so it's somewhere above here there's a solar panel. So now like all my 5 panels are hooked up, and like 2 of them are giving power actually now. Now where is this going? To the large rechargeable battery. So this, all the power is coming in, is going straight to the battery, of course. So this is using root. Oh man, I didn't even know I was dying. What was I dying of? Starvation? Okay, let's go back. Time for a sip of coffee. Alright. So I just want to give you a tip, by the way, when you play a lot of these games. Rust is such an easy game that often I don't even need, when I'm like just getting stuff, building, doing stuff, I just like put on my extra screen, I just put on some YouTube videos, something that I can learn to study for my e-commerce, for my programming skills. So and often it's a nice distraction because there's a lot of boring stuff I'm learning, and so I just study while I'm learning, and I would advise you to do the same. If you're not like PvPing or something, just put on some YouTube video. You can even just run in if you only have one screen, or you just watch it on your iPad, your phone, your laptop, you know, put it in the background. Just listen to something that will get you further in life, because these games, they take up so much time, and yeah, those you can those time could be better spent learning maybe some new skills. And like right now I'm learning e-commerce. I've done a lot of like web development on shops, and I always plan to maybe start my own shop. And with like the whole what's going on with I'm not able to do other work right now, so I'm just focusing on building my own business. So although I'm playing a lot of this game, I'm also like all this time I'm listening to like e-commerce information from like YouTube and other stuff. Okay, let's back to business. So now I explained you the root combiners. So root combiners are necessary if you have more than multiple sources of electricity coming in. And yeah, the first two you just hook up like this and then go to your battery. If you have multiple sources, just every time just add one root combiner, and just add take the old output, put it in one of these, like in power 1, and then in power 2 put the new source that you're going to add, like a solar panel or a wind turbine or whatever. Okay, you can, so let me see how much power. 29, it's going up. Good. So now we have now we know how to go into the battery. Now switches are very important. So if you don't have much power, you don't want to use your power all the time. So this is like pressure pad, and you can do so much fun stuff with that. You can hook this up to a door. And this is like a pro tip. Actually, it doesn't even take energy to hook it up to a door. If you would hook it up to a door, like this one, somebody could just walk in your base, door would open, boom, and behind it will be like an auto turret who kills them. So this is a lot of fun to have with like these pressure pads. If people are stupid enough to walk on them, sometimes I use them, like I walk on them, boom, and then the door opens and closes. So I don't have to, the outer door I don't have to open and close by myself when I'm going out. And because this is an airlock, it doesn't really matter if people can open or close it, and when they go into my base it's just airlock, and I don't have anything important there. So I'll explain that to another time, how to do that. But this pressure pad, it has a power out and it has a power in somewhere here. But you see I'm not even using the power in. It's not important. It's so anyway, where am I using it? Should be using it. A good question. I can't see it because that thing is on it. Okay, maybe we have to remove that for a second to see what's going on there. But you can see there is a power out to the timer. But this thing, I think this thing just works even without power going in. It's just will work. So on the timer, so I have a timer here. And you see that when I press walk on this, it makes a sound, and here you see the toggle. So it toggles this thing. This thing is the timer. Now right now the timer is it's working. So I have electric input from the switch, and I have output ceiling light. So now somewhere in my system, power is going from the battery and it's ending up in this thing, and then it's going through the ceiling lights, and the ceiling lights all hook up to each other, so when one goes on, all of them go on. That's basically how it works. So, and it's getting like 47 power, so I can do a lot of lights. Yeah. But so what's goes on in between this? Now let me turn it off for a second. So when I said it's coming from the switch, right? So the switch is going to the timer, and this is going from a splitter. Now the splitter is not really necessary, but what a splitter is, I will show you here. I'm just going through it quickly and then I'll repeat everything. So this is a splitter. So again, it's getting power from a switch, but the main thing is, this is not the splitter, actually this is another splitter. But yeah, a splitter is a box like this, and will get one power source, maybe a battery or something else, and then it gives out 3 powers. So it's the opposite of a root combiner, because you can have multiple sources, and this is very important when you start to do when you want to do say you want your lights and you want to add a turret. You don't want the turret and your lights to be on the same source, so then you need to split it. So this thing will split your power. Okay. sorry, it's getting oh yeah, this is probably the splitter. Is this the splitter I'm using? Nope, this is just oh, this is another trick I do. Whenever I find something, I just put it on a wall until I need it. Oh, this is probably the splitter, yeah. So, yeah, you see 99. So this is coming from, if I look here, large rechargeable battery. So remember, we combined all the power, and it goes into this thing. This has a power out and a power in, just like the lights have, and a lot of things, almost all the things have a power in and a power out. Yeah. So like power in, here you see it's getting 29, and I don't know if I can find. It can be hard power in. Where's the power out? It can be hard to find. I don't know where. Such a big thing. Power out. Okay, I found it. Power out. Splitter 100. So it's giving 100 power right now, because that's just what it's able to give. But only the active usage is 17, but its max output is 100. So that's what it's giving out. So it's going like here, blah 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 blah. It's going all the way to the splitter. Now you could skip a splitter if you just want lights, but because I want to do more than lights, let me see if I got anything else. Switch. So I'm doing it to switches. Now a switch is always good, because if you have a switch, oh, this is another timer. If you have a switch, you can turn things off and on. Of course, you can turn the lights on and off if you have a switch. You can turn your turret on and off. So if you have a turret and you want to put ammo in it, you can just turn it off with a switch. Let me see, this is a switch. Yeah, boom, boom. So yeah, what is it doing actually? Splitting. Anyway, so just turn it on, turn it off. So this is always good to put it in your system if you want to disable something. And a splitter is always good if you want to use like more than one power. But for all intentions of purposes, I could have like skipped the splitter, I could have skipped the switch, I could have put the power, the 100 power, boom, and split it straight into my timer. And then the timer, okay, I'm going to show how the timer works. But this will help to work with the timer. Like you see, I can turn off the lights with the switch, and then also I can operate, like if I walk now over this switch, nothing happens because the whole system is turned off. Okay, now I can, because it's turned off, I should be able to set it. Why am I not able to set it? Do I need a hammer first? I need a hammer first for setting it. Let me have a look. Do I have wood? I'm sorry guys, I'm wasting your time, but okay, this is not so good. If I want to show you guys, do I need to hit a certain location? I thought that normally with E you can like set the timer, but apparently I can. Okay, let me look. I must have some wood or a hammer somewhere. Oh yeah, this is small battery too. So you can see small battery, it has a power out, power in, it works exactly the same. Only max output is 10. So that would be like one auto turret or like 10 like some switches and maybe like a few lights. So that is not very useful. Okay, I think I need a hammer to set. Of course, I burned off all my wood. I'm sorry, I don't want to edit my videos because yeah, I want to just try to do it everything in one go. I mean, okay, so hammer's coming. So yeah, I just put everything down. If I found something, like I just put it somewhere, and who knows, maybe I need it, maybe I don't need, doesn't matter. Like if I'm not gonna, I can always pick it up and recycle it. And then when I start to build, I just have all these things available to build. And I mean, my wires are a bit of a mess now because yeah, I just want to build really quickly. But keep in mind that if this sounds like very complex, all the things I've been doing, but when I build it, the first thing I did is the same as I showed you guys. I put like my power output, hooked it up to my lights. Then I thought, oh wait a minute, yeah, I'm gonna have lights at night. Oh, I need like a battery, so I was able to buy a battery somewhere. I put the battery down. Then I hooked it up, my power to the battery. Then hooked up that up to my lights. Oh, now I could like store energy in my battery. And like, okay, this is good. But then I ran out of battery power really quick, so I thought, okay, so I need a switch. So I had a switch. I put the power on the switch. Then I thought, okay, now I can turn it on and off. Then I thought, well, that's nice, but I want to automate it. So I thought, okay, you put down a pressure pad and put down a timer. So every time I walk on the pressure pad, the timer activates. Okay, let's see if I can set now with. No, it's gonna give me pickup. Why am I unable? Wait, what's going on? I don't get it. You should be able to set these things. I don't get it. Is it because you need power on it, you need no power on it? Why am I not able to set it? This happened to me before and I just didn't. Is this a bug? Okay, forget about it. So for some reason I'm not able to do it, but you can just like look at your timer, and then if you have, I think it's just this thing, because look, if this is going to give me a pickup. So yeah, now I need to, you press the E somewhere and you will be able to maybe if I hook it up to some other power out, boom. Ah, it needs power. Okay, we figured that out. So now I can set the time. Now it's set to 10, that's like 10 seconds. So let's make that 2, okay. And then let's put this to something. Power. Okay. Now I'm gonna activate. Now it's off. Boom. 1, 2, boom. You see? Let's do it again. Set it to 4. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, this is for dummies, so I'm just making it very clear how it works. Okay, now you can see that I set this timer. So let's say I would come in and I need lights, yeah, and let's say I just turn it on, boom, now I have lights in my base. Now 4 seconds is not enough. Okay, so let's say I wanted 1 minute, so 1 minute will be 60, but yeah, 1 minute, I mean, if you're really cheap and you have very little power, yes, 1 minute, but maybe you want a bit more, so maybe on 10 minutes, right? So 600 seconds would be 10 minutes. So you do this, yeah. Now I come in, boom, activate, boom. Now for 10 minutes my lights are gonna be on. Now isn't that great? And all I'm using, yeah, is one battery. That's gonna drain, of course. Like I have like 5 minutes left, so I'm not gonna even do the 10 minutes. But you can see here, now it's a very simple system to just put, if I hook this up to some power source, okay, let me give this some power, okay, now just put it on the ceiling, at least it's not gonna run, then it's not gonna be that bad. Where did I have my, oh yeah, my power source was here. Now I'm just gonna leech off, remember I'm splitting power here, right? So this is power out, this is empty, this is the only one that's empty, so boom. Now it's giving power to my other battery, so it's, you see, 33 is going here. So now it's actually charging my battery, and the battery is giving power to the light. So it's going to survive the 10 minutes and then will be turned off. Now if I'm too lazy, I don't even wanna press this I don't even want to use this toggle switch. I can use a pressure switch, yeah, and then hook that up to this. So let me clear it. Boom. Okay. Toggle. Yeah. So now it's gonna be boom. It's gonna be toggling. But you can see, there's no option for me to turn it off right now. So if I leave my base, I can turn it off. So what I want is a switch. Where do I have a switch? Oh, it's getting dark actually. So maybe I want. No, I do want some light. Turn this on. Now remember, I removed this, so if I walk on this, nothing's going to happen. I need to activate it manually now. Okay, so my light is on, so I have lights in my base. But how do I turn this thing off, right? Because I don't want this on 10 minutes. I want this to be able to turn it off. So now my power is going directly from the battery, and there's no way to, like, if I want to stop it, I would have to, like, power out. I would have to clear it. Boom, and now my light is off. But it's not actually the way that I want to do stuff, because I need to grab my tool, and this is a lot of mess. So let's look if I have a switch lying around somewhere. Yeah, I think I had a switch. I have some switches. Switch here. And I have a. Oh, there's a switch here. Okay, switch. So electricity in. Electricity. Now you see I'm doing it really ugly, so you can see the lines really clear. So now if I flip this switch, power is coming in from the battery, small rechargeable battery, which is receiving power from that big battery through this splitter, remember? Now, so the power will go in here and then will go to the timer. So if I do this, the timer for 10 minutes will start. Oh, it's not. Of course it's not, because I need to use the pressure pad, remember? So now I hit the pressure pad, boom, the light goes on. You see? Okay. Yeah? Okay, let's do it one more time, right? Oh, I'm just dying from food. I need some food. Well, actually I can do it, just rewind and just listen to it again, because yeah. What's the use of me doing it all over again, right? But you can see that's just rewatch that part of the video again and again. But you can see the main thing I want to tell you guys about is that the easiest way to do this is do it step by step. Don't try to set up the whole system all at once. If you set up the whole system all at once, you're gonna be it's gonna be hard, because you don't know how to do it. Just put all the components you find, put them on the wall, learn them, and once you have I mean, you don't need a splitter right at once, you don't need root combiners all at once, you don't need switches, and you don't need that. All you need actually is a light and a power source, and then you're gonna have light in your base or turret, and you put power on the turret. But you will increase your, I mean, if you have like windmill, you will get power almost all the time. You don't need a battery either. But if you're using solar panels, definitely look for like batteries. Also, you can root combine these. This can only give out 10 power, but you can hook these up, like power in. Yeah, you can hook them up to more root combiners. So you can use root combiners to put power in something, but you also take it out. So instead of like having all these solar powers on these root combiners, you could have multiple small batteries. If all you have is small batteries, use small batteries. If you have a big windmill, you probably don't even need a battery. It's going to give you almost all the time power. But yeah, if you have a turret and the windmill stops, it will do once in a while, the turret will stop also, and then they will have an easier time raiding you. So, but to keep things simple, have power, have something you want to put power in, and then hook them up, then you will see it will work. And then just add little things in between. Add a switch in between, so you can turn your light on and off. Yeah? Actually now I used it. Yep. Well, this will turn it off. This will turn it on. I'll turn on. See? Boom. But yeah, you can just start with putting a switch between your light and your power, or put a battery between your power and your light, and then put a switch between your battery and your ceiling light, and you can turn it on and off, right? Put a pressure pad in between those. Put a timer. Use the pressure pad to use the timer. Once you have that, and then hook up that light to multiple light sources. Yeah, I will show you. It's gonna get really dark right now. So this is my base without it. So now if I walk on top of this, oh yeah, actually no, I need to. And nothing's gonna happen. Turn on. Turn on. Lights on. Anyway, I can keep repeating myself. Or you can just rewind the video and listen to it. I hope I kept it really simple and made it easy for you guys to understand and get an idea of how you can learn how to do this stuff. Maybe I put another video on how to do the doors, because I don't have a door controller right now. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Give me a like, subscribe, whatever. Leave a comment on what you want to see next, or what you didn't really, what I thought I could have explained better. Anyway, have a beautiful day, and lots of love, and see you guys later.